Part 30. Three Kingdoms, I Have a Job Transfer Palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 291. Sun Ce was shot dead by Jiasu's unknown ambush on a hillside 10 miles away from Nanyang City. Naturally, the tens of thousands of Wu troops he led were captured by Guan Yu. In history, Sun Ce was known as the Little Overlord of Jiangdong. He had few opponents across Jiangdong with his overlord gun, and even captured most of the counties in Yangzhou. However, in this life, due to the emergence of Lu Feng, many things did not develop according to the original history. Not only did Sun Ce lose the Yangzhou conquered by his father Sun Jian, but his military force did not leave much reputation. Although he conquered Yuzhou and established the kingdom of Wu, he was still far behind Sun Ce in the original history. But even if Sun Ce's performance is not as dazzling as in history, it does not hinder his own high martial arts. Although Sun Ce died due to Jiasu's calculation, Guan Yu still paid enough respect to Sun Ce. Guan Yu himself is a super military general. He can see Sun Ce's peak strength as a first-class military general. Combined with his age at this time, Guan Yu fully believes that in time he will also be among the super generals. Therefore, Guan Yu actually did not agree very much with Jiasu's plan to ambush Sun Ce, especially since he knew that he could defeat Sun Ce even in a duel. Whether Sun Ce is the monarch of Wu or a general, he should be given the right to fight fairly and die in a fair fight with his opponent, instead of being shot like a hedgehog like this. However, even if Guan Yu thought this in his heart, he knew that Jiasu's plan was the mature and prudent way. Although he could defeat or even kill Sun Ce in a one-on-one challenge, it would take some time and there were variables. If Sun Ce felt that he couldn't defeat him, he would turn around and run away. With tens of thousands of Wu soldiers blocking him, it would be difficult for him to kill him. And only by killing him, the Emperor of Wu, as soon as possible, can he take Nanyang as soon as possible and even enter Yuzhou. Therefore, Guan Yu followed Jiasu's plan, but after Sun Ce's death, Guan Yu ordered that while taking Wu soldiers as prisoners, they should not mistreat them. He also personally collected Sun Ce's body and prepared to send it back to Wu for burial. Not long after, the news that Sun Ce was killed outside Nanyang City reached Yuzhou, and the state of Wu suddenly fell into chaos. Facing Wei's attack, Zhou Yu, Lu Su, and others no longer had the intention to resist. At this time, they felt very remorseful. It was obvious that Sun Ce had expected that he might not be able to come back before leaving, and had even entrusted his funeral arrangements to them, but they did not stop to dissuade him firmly. When they thought of this, Zhou Yu and Lu Su felt pain in their hearts as if they were bitten by 10,000 snakes. At the critical moment, Zhou Yu was the first to wake up and said to Lu Su, "The matter has come to this, it is useless for us to be sad. I, Zhou Yu, have taken note of Bo Fu's revenge. Sooner or later, I will lead the army to level Zishuan and kill Liu Bei. But the top priority now is to rush back to the capital, Suqiang, as soon as possible to clean up the mess of the kingdom of Wu." Presumably MRS Sun, Zongmu and others have already learned about Bo Fu's death by this time. We need to go back as soon as possible and follow Bo Fu's last orders. Take them away from here and join the Dragon Kingdom. If it's too late, Zongmu and others might do something stupid on impulse. After hearing Zhou Yu's words, Lu Su immediately agreed. So the two of them discussed it and finally decided that Zhou Yu, escorted by 10 personal guards, would return to Suqiang first to take charge of the overall situation, while Lu Su would stay with the army to resist Wei's attack while slowly marching towards Suqiang. Retreat. After Zhou Yu returned to Suqiang, he talked to MRS Sun about Sun Ce's death. After getting MRS Sun's support, he immediately wrote to Huang Gai, who was staying in Yin, Henan, asking him to lead his troops back and wait for Lu Su to return and go north to Long Kingdom. While waiting for Lu Su to return, Guan Yu sent an envoy to bring Sun Ce's body back. Zhou Yu felt Guan Yu's respect for Sun Ce, and his hatred for Guan Yu was slightly relieved. Lu Su returned to Suchang the next day, so they took Sun Quan, Mrs. Sun Shangxiang and other Sun family members to the Dragon Kingdom to join Lu Feng under the escort of 3 veteran generals, Cheng Piyu, Huang Gai and Han Dang. However, their actions were guessed by 11's He, the Prime Minister of Wei State. 11's He sent a message to Xiahedun, ordering him to lead people to stop Zhou Yu at the junction of the universe and Yanzhou, and try to kill all the Sun family members. In this regard, Zhou Yu was not prepared because he was anxious and worried about Sun Ce's death. After the two armies met, the unprepared Wu army was caught off guard. Among the Wei army, its commander Xiahedun was a top-ranking general, and he had the second-rate General Cao Ren as his deputy. On Zhou Yu's side, Cheng Piyu, Huang Gai and Han Dang were all second-rate generals and were no match for Xiahedun and Cao Ren. Moreover, the three of them were a little older and lacked physical strength. It didn't take long for them to be suppressed by Xiahedun alone. In addition, the Wu army's morale was already low due to the death of Wu Emperor Sun Ce. This time they were ambushed, and the general had no advantage, so he was instantly defeated. Just when Cheng Piyu and the other three looked like they couldn't resist and were about to be killed by Xiahedun, there was a sound of bells not far away. The sound was clear and sweet, and it seemed like thousands of bells were ringing together, making the sound huge. Zhou Yu followed the sound and saw many boats with brocade sails coming up on the river not far away, and thousands of people descending carrying bows and arrows, with bird feathers on their heads and bells on their bodies. The leader among them was a sturdy man with a strong back and a strong waist. He was dressed in splendid clothes and was dazzling wherever he went. When Zhou Yu saw his attire, he immediately thought that this person must be the Jinfan thieves Gan Ning and Gan Xingba, who were the kings and hegemons across the Yangtze River. Gan Ning gave an order, and thousands of Jinfan thieves behind him came out and attacked the Wei army. Gan Ning himself blocked Xiahedun with his own strength. Seeing Gan Ning's prowess in military power, Xiahedun knew that he was also a top-notch general and that he might not be able to capture him for a while, so he gave up the attack and retreated with his army. Zhou Yu learned through conversation that Gan Ning originally planned to defect to Sun Ce, but Sun Ce died before arriving in Yuzhou. Later, he heard that Zhou Yu and Sun Ce's family were planning to defect to the Dragon Kingdom, so he rushed over to protect him. Under the escort of Gan Ning, Zhou Yu and others finally arrived in Yanzhou safely. After explaining the situation to Ma Chao, who was staying in Yanzhou, they were escorted into Xindu by Ma Chao and the Dragon City cavalry to meet the Dragon Emperor. After listening to Zhou Yu's words, Lu Feng naturally made good arrangements for his old friend Sun Jian's family, and promised to attack Shu and Wei in the future when the time comes to avenge Sun Ce. At the same time, Guojia made another plan, preparing to help Lu Feng unify the north after Lu Feng settled Zhou Yu and others. 3 Kingdoms, I Have a Job Transfer Palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 292. Regarding Sun Ce's death, Lu Feng was really happy. He originally had a good relationship with Sun Jian only because he had admired Sun Jian since he was a child in the 3 Kingdoms in his previous life. Unexpectedly, because of his relationship with Sun Jian, Sun Ce entrusted his family members to him before his death. If only Sun Quan, Mrs. Sun Shangxiang and others came, Lu Feng would not feel anything yet, but after these civil servants and generals from the Wu Kingdom escorted the Sun family to the Dragon Kingdom, they would naturally not leave again. These talents are a real surprise to Lu Feng. If they want to avenge Sun Ce, they must rely on a powerful prince. After all, Wei and Shu are both very powerful in terms of military strength and economic strength. However, Lu Buletin from the Wolf Kingdom was brave and capricious, and Ma Teng from the Liang Kingdom was loyal, but Liang Zhou was remote and barren, and Ma Teng had no talents under his command. As for the Kang Kingdom, Shi Xie was not even considered. Therefore, only the Dragon Kingdom, both in terms of national power and the character of the Dragon Emperor, is worthy of the loyalty of Zhou Yu and others. Of course, in the face of the surrender of Zhou Yu, Lu Su, and others, Lu Feng naturally knew the truth about employing people without doubting others, so he said to them on the spot, Gong Jin, Zai Jing, you two are both famous people in Jiangdong. I have already known them, I heard it. Although I have long wanted to recruit you two into my army, I know that with your loyalty to Bofu, you will naturally not abandon him. However, now that Bofu has unfortunately passed away, I am also very sad. Don't worry, as long as the time is right, I will definitely attack Shu and Wei and avenge Bofu. In addition, now that Yanzhou has been decided, and I don't a Euro trademark T have many available people, I decided to make Gong Jin the shepherd of Yanzhou and take charge of the military and political power of Yanzhou. Zijing is I am engaged in the governance of Yanzhou and share the government affairs with Gong Jin after. Lu Feng finished speaking. Both Zhou Yu and Lu Su were very surprised that Lu Feng dared to entrust them with such an important task when they first arrived, and then they felt indescribably moved. After Lu Feng finished speaking, he turned to look at Gan Ning and said to him, Jinfan thief Gan Xingba, I have heard about you for a long time. I know that you have few opponents when you gather in the Yangtze River. But don't worry, even though you are a water thief, but I never judge a hero based on his section. As long as you have the ability, I will definitely reuse you. Therefore, I have decided to make you the captain of Yanzhou and assist Gong Jin in managing the military of Yanzhou. From now on, Yanzhou will be the commander-in-chief of Yanzhou. Let the three of you govern. In addition, Yanzhou is adjacent to Suzhou, so you must pay close attention to the movements of Suzhou, be careful to defend Wei State, and do not give Cao an opportunity. After Lu Feng finished speaking, Zhou Yu and the others were grateful for Lu Feng's trust, and immediately he knelt on the ground and said to Lu Feng, I would like to thank your majesty for your kindness, and I will do my best to govern Yanzhou. After dealing with Wu's surrender, Lu Feng found Tianfeng and Zheshao was brought to Xindu city by Dian Wei, and now Lu Feng finally had time to deal with the two of them. Tianfeng and Zheshao were both well-known celebrities in Hebei, and they had upright personalities. They had already discussed it on the way here. If the Dragon Emperor tried to persuade them to surrender, they would rather die than surrender. As a result, when they arrived at the palace, Lu Feng not only did not show any slightness to the two of them, but also ordered the guards to bring 2 futons for the two of them to sit down. Then Lu Feng said, both of you are ministers of Feng Emperor Yuan Shao. Although you are captured now, I am not the master of you two. Therefore, I respect you both as famous people in Hebei, so I will let you two sit down and talk. You can, for the sake of the people of Yanzhou, regardless of their own honors, the whole state surrendered. I admire you very much, and at the same time admire your talents. So if you two are willing to serve me, I will grant you the title of Qingzhou Shepherd, and Tianfeng to govern Qingzhou. Engage, and order you two to jointly manage all military and political affairs in Qingzhou. If you are unwilling to serve me, I hope that you can serve in Longcheng Academy. If you are still unwilling, as long as you stay in the Dragon Kingdom and do not contact people from other countries to rebel, I will not pursue it. Tianfeng and Zheshao were moved after hearing Lu Feng's words, and immediately stood up from their seats and bowed to Lu Feng. I am willing to serve His Majesty the Dragon Emperor, whether through fire or water, no matter what. After processing regarding the issue of surrendering generals, Lu Feng transferred Dian Wei to lead the Longwu soldiers to Qingzhou, where he joined forces with Su Shu and Taishi Ci to jointly conquer Suzhou eastward. After Lu Feng made all personnel transfers and appointments, Guo Jiake found Lu Feng and told him his plan to unify the north. He said to Lu Feng, Your Majesty, 8 kingdoms in the world originally stood side by side. Now Feng Kingdom and Wu Kingdom have perished one after another, leaving only 6 kingdoms. Among these 6 kingdoms, Kang Kingdom is located in Jiaozhou, far away from the central plains. We don't need to consider it for the time being. In addition, Shu and Wei, one in the southwest and the other in the southeast, are not only in the south, but their relative strength is also much stronger than the other three countries. Moreover, Shu has Jiasu and Wei has 11 Hk. These two people, they are both super strategists. If we talk about strategy alone, neither of them is inferior to Jia and Wenruo. From the perspective of generals, Guan Yu and Zhang Fei of Shu are both enemies of 10,000 people. Taking the head of a general among 10,000 troops is like picking something out of a bag. And Wei also has super generals such as the tiger fool Su Chu, and the Xiahe brothers are also handsome. As for the monarchs of the two countries, although Shu Emperor Liu Bei has no reputation, he often regards himself as benevolent and can win the hearts of the people, and has a tough character. After repeated defeats, Emperor Cao of Wei is the most talented and strategic monarch today besides His Majesty. He is not only courageous, but also courteous and virtuous, dares to employ people, and is also very organized in leading troops to fight. So if our country wants to go south to attack Wei or Shu, the country cannot be conquered overnight. The next best development direction is to unify the north first. After the north is unified, if our country wants to send troops to conquer Shu and Wei in the south, we will have no worries and can give it a go. But I think to unify the north, we must first eliminate the Wolf Kingdom. However, our country has just formed an alliance with the Wolf Kingdom and has a marriage relationship. If the Dragon Kingdom takes the initiative to attack the Wolf Kingdom and breaks the alliance, it will definitely lose people's hearts. So if you want to attack the Wolf Kingdom, we want the Wolf country to take the initiative to tear up the alliance and attack our country first, so that we can have an excuse to send troops to the Wolf country. After hearing this, Lu Feng asked, but the Wolf country knows that it is no match for our country, so how can it take the initiative to attack our country? Guo. Jia said with a smile, has your majesty forgotten how the Feng kingdom was wiped out? With the Liang kingdom as a hidden ally, the Liang kingdom sent envoys to instigate Lu Buletin to form an alliance with the Liang kingdom and attack the Long kingdom. As long as the Wolf kingdom dared by sending troops to the Dragon kingdom, the Dragon Kingdom will have an excuse to attack the Wolf Kingdom and complete the great cause of uniting the North. After hearing this, Lu Feng naturally followed Guojia's plan. However, in the face of Liang's request for an alliance, Chen Gong proposed to unite Shu and Wei, and the four countries formed an alliance to fight against Long. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Three Kingdoms, I Have a Job Transfer Palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 293. Ma Chao, the eldest son of Emperor Liang Matang, served under Dragon Emperor Lu Feng, and was Lu Feng's only direct disciple. The alliance between Liang and Dragon was quite close. So after Matang received Lu Feng's secret message, he immediately sent the envoy who had previously sent the Feng Kingdom to the Wolf Kingdom, preparing to repeat the same trick and trick the Wolf Kingdom into forming an alliance with him again to attack the Dragon Kingdom together. But today's situation has undergone earth-shaking changes from when the envoy was sent to Feng Kingdom. First of all, with the destruction of the Feng Kingdom, the Dragon Kingdom occupied Yanzhou and its strength further increased. Although the Liang Kingdom and the Lang Kingdom also benefited from the battle to eliminate the Feng Kingdom, they only divided up 1/3 of Sizhou, which obviously did not gain much compared to the Dragon Kingdom occupying the entire Yanzhou. Therefore, the current strength of the Dragon Kingdom is no longer easily defeated by the alliance of the two countries, especially the Liang Kingdom and the Wolf Kingdom, which are still the two weakest countries besides the Kang Kingdom. But what they wanted to attack was the Dragon Kingdom, the most powerful country in the world, which gave Wolf Emperor Lu Buletin little confidence. In addition, Lu Buletin had just married his only daughter to Lu Feng for the Dragon Kingdom alliance. If he attacks the Dragon Kingdom at this time, his daughter may also be in danger. Secondly, the Liang Kingdom showed erratic characteristics in the battle to eliminate the Feng Kingdom, which also made Chen Gong suspicious because he was like a wallflower. The last point is that Yuan Shao himself is scheming and indecisive, but he has a sharp eye. Even though Zhu Xiao and Tianfeng have persuaded him not to fall out with the Wolf Kingdom, he still insists on going his own way, leading to the alliance between the Wolf Kingdom and the Dragon Kingdom. But Lu Buletin is different. Although his mind is not as good as Yuan Shao's, and when he commits a crime, he is even worse than Yuan Shao. However, in the face of major right and wrong, he is still willing to follow Chen Gong's advice as long as it does not violate his principles. Unlike Yuan Shao, who relied on his own cleverness and always insisted on going his own way despite being dissuaded, which eventually led to the country being destroyed by the Wolf Kingdom and other 4 countries. Therefore, when the envoy from the Liang Kingdom arrived in the Lang Kingdom, proposed an alliance to Lu Buletin according to Guojia's plan, and instigated Lu Buletin to send troops to attack Yozhu of the Long Kingdom, Lu Buletin did not immediately agree to the envoy from the Liang Kingdom after hearing Chen Gong's proposal for a 4-nation alliance. He first sent someone to send the Liang envoy outside the palace and arranged a place to stay. After the Liang envoy left, he asked Chen Gongda, "You just said that the 4 countries will form an alliance. What does this mean? The strength of Shu and Wei, they are already stronger than our country. If the 4 countries form an alliance, after the Dragon Kingdom is destroyed, they will definitely get the lion's share of the profits. In this way, our strength is still weaker than theirs, so why do we have to drag them into the water?" After hearing Lu Buletin's question, Chen Gong said seriously, "Your Majesty, the reason why the Feng Kingdom was destroyed not long ago was because they joined forces with the Liang Kingdom to attack our country. However, as soon as the Long Kingdom took action, they immediately turned back and attacked. The army of Feng State that attacked our country was completely wiped out, causing Luoyang to be besieged for many days without reinforcements. Later, Liang State even sent General Pangda to lead an army to besiege Luoyang, which eventually led to the destruction of Feng State. Your Majesty, think about what Feng State was doing at that time. Is the situation we are in very similar to the situation our country is in today? At that time, the Feng State had an alliance agreement with our country, but was instigated by the Liang State to tear up the alliance and attack our country. Now our country and the Dragon State also have an alliance agreement. The Liang Kingdom came again to instigate our country to tear up the alliance and attack the Dragon Kingdom. If when our army agrees to their invitation and attacks the Dragon Kingdom, they once again use their old tricks to attack our country, I am afraid that our country will also suffer a disaster." After hearing Chen Gong's analysis, Lu Buletin suddenly broke out in a cold sweat, and then said, "What a matang, but he is so poisonous. In this case, I will order the messenger to be executed and give his dog head to Matang. Send it back." Seeing Lu Buletin's anger, Chen Gong hurriedly advised, "Your Majesty, please be patient. All this is just my speculation. Maybe Matang really felt the threat of the Dragon Kingdom and wanted to unite our country to resist the Dragon Kingdom. So, to be sure, Your Majesty can send envoys south to Wei and Shu to discuss the 4-nation alliance and expand the scope of alliances. If Matang really wants to form an alliance, he will definitely not refuse. Even if not, with Shu and Wei with the help of Chen Gong, our country is not afraid that he will fight back when the time comes." After listening to Chen Gong's words, Lu Buletin immediately felt that what Chen Gong said was very reasonable, and immediately sent envoys to Wei and Shu to discuss the 4-nation alliance. Cao and Liu Bei both know that the Dragon Kingdom is the largest country today, just like the Qin Kingdom that was the leader of the 7 heroes of the Warring States period, so they are very afraid of the Dragon Emperor. Even though their strength has greatly increased after carving up Wu's territory, they clearly know that they are still far from the Dragon Emperor's opponents. The strength of the Dragon Kingdom cannot be competed with by any one country. In order not to be wiped out one by the Qin state like the 6 kingdoms back then, only by adopting the strategy of uniting vertical and horizontal lines, forming an alliance, and jointly resisting the Dragon Kingdom can we have a chance of victory. In view of this, When the envoys from the Wolf Kingdom arrived in Jianyi and Luocheng and explained Lu Buletin's idea of an alliance, cao, and Liu Bei did not hesitate and directly agreed to the Wolf Kingdom's request for alliance, and formed the Four Kingdoms alliance with the Wolf Kingdom and Liang Kingdom. Now that the four countries have reached an alliance agreement, they naturally have to agree on how to attack the Dragon Kingdom. However, since cao, Liu Bei, and others are all kings of a country, not only do they have a distinguished status, but their personal safety must also be guaranteed, so it is not suitable to go to a certain place to gather in person. In addition, their actions will inevitably attract the attention of many parties. If they get together to discuss something, it will be known to the whole world within a day. Therefore, they did not get together in person to discuss how to attack the Dragon Kingdom. Instead, they sent the most trustworthy people who could make decisions for themselves and ensure their own interests to attend this four-nation alliance meeting. The Liang Kingdom sent Pang De, the Wei Kingdom sent Sun Yu, the Wolf Kingdom sent Zhang Liao, and the Shu Kingdom sent Guan Yu. After discussion, the four finally decided that Wei and Shu would jointly attack Yanzhou, and the Wolf Kingdom and Liang Kingdom attacked Yuzhou, Zhou and Jizhou. While the four countries were nervously discussing how to attack the Dragon Kingdom, Lu Feng asked Gan Ning, Zhou Yu, and Su Shu to enter the job transfer hall to transfer jobs. In the end, Gan Ning was transferred to the third-level Pinnacle General, and Zhou Yu and Su Shu were transferred to the fourth-level councillors. The loyalty of the three of them was raised to 100%. Later, Lu Feng asked Gan Ning to select more than 20,000 people with excellent water skills from all the soldiers and horses of the Dragon Kingdom. Together with his original brothers Jinfan thieves, he formed a 30,000 Jinfan army, and all of them changed their jobs to become water warriors. A fourth-level combat unit. Three Kingdoms, I Have a Job Transfer Palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 294. With these 30,000 gold sales, Lu Feng had the capital to fight by water. Coupled with Gan Ning and Zhou Yu, a water thief who has been making a living in the water for more than 10 years, he is unrivaled in the Yangtze River and can be called the king of water battles. Although the other has mediocre martial arts skills, he is a natural master tactician and battle commander. He is familiar with all kinds of military arts, especially the tactics of water warfare, which is unparalleled in the world. With troops, commanders, and generals, plus the design concept proposed by Lu Feng himself, and the keel warship built by Longchen's transferred shipbuilder, the Dragon Kingdom's navy can definitely become the most powerful navy today. Division. Therefore, after the training of the 30,000 Jinfan navy was completed, Guoqia, the left prime minister of the Dragon Kingdom, suggested to the Dragon Emperor Lu Feng, Your Majesty, now that our country has elite naval forces, why not use them to attack other countries as soon as possible? I have a question with this plan, says who can be conquered effortlessly. After hearing Guoqia's words, Lu Feng suddenly became interested and asked, if you have any clever ideas for Feng Xiao, just tell me. Guoqia took a sip of the wine and revealed with a satisfied smile, he then said, build the plank road openly and visit Chenkang secretly. Your Majesty can first send Gongjin and Xing Ba with a navy of 30,000 brocade sails to set off from the state of Lu along the waterway and arrive near Zhitan County in Suzhou Prefecture to hide. Since His Majesty has been in the north and has never participated in a water battle, the Wei state will definitely not deliberately guard against waterways. Subsequently, His Majesty sent Qingzhou Taishi Zi and Su Yuanzi to lead an army to attack Suzhou from the land. Zi led the army. Starting from the land route, they will definitely be discovered by the Suzhou defenders soon, so they will definitely concentrate all their forces to fight Zi after. Guoqiu finished speaking, Lu Feng reacted and said, in this way, Zi and you and all the soldiers and horses along the way are just a cover. The 30,000 naval troops of Gongjin and Xing Ba are really effective. After hearing Lu Feng's guess, Guoqiu smiled and said, Your Majesty is wise, as long as if Gongjin and Xingba's navy can find a good place to hide, it will be difficult for the Suzhou defenders to find it. After their Zi army has delayed the defenders, Jinfan's navy will turn from darkness to light, and they will be able to catch them by surprise. Tan County was captured in one fell swoop. Lu Feng was overjoyed when he heard this. He immediately appointed Zhou Yu as the commander-in-chief and Gan Ning as the general. They commanded the 30,000 Jinfan navy to sail from Yanzhou State to Zishui, Donghai County, and raided Suzhou Prefecture through Zishui. Tan County. The warships of the Dragon Kingdom have been upgraded several times. Now they not only have a keel-structured bottom, but also a human-powered pedal power system. In addition to stabilizing the hull and preventing it from being overturned by waves, the keel structure can also better reduce water resistance, greatly increasing the speed of the ship. The human-powered pedals are similar to the multi-person bicycles of later generations. They use human power to pedal the pedals on the boat to drive the propeller under the boat to rotate and move the boat forward. With such advanced technology and the ability to open the sails when the wind is favorable, the Dragon Kingdom's warships are much faster than other ships. Zhou Yu and Gan Ning led a navy of 30,000 gold sails from Lu State in the morning and arrived at Zishui in the evening. However, since the Jinfan navy had a total of 30,000 people, even the Dragon Kingdom's improved new type building ships had to dispatch a full 20 ships to transport all 30,000 people. The warships were not only numerous in number, but also 5 stories high. They were also very large. If they got close to Tan County, they would be discovered. Therefore, in order to deceive others, Zhou Yu did not let the army dock immediately, but hid it in the surrounding reeds. Stand up. After nightfall, Zhou Yu ordered the warship to dock. After all the soldiers of the Jinfan navy came ashore, a special person drove the warship back to the original reeds and hid it. The 30,000 Jinfan army also dispersed, each finding a place to hide in the woods or grass. At the same time, Zhou Yu sent a large number of scouts to Tan County and surrounding counties to inquire about the news. He waited for Taishisi's army to arrive and then quietly entered Tan County when the Suzhou garrison went to fight. At the same time that Zhou Yu and Gan Ning set off, Lu Feng wrote a letter in his own hand and sent it to Taishisi with a red-blooded dragon rider riding a golden eagle, telling him Guojia's entire plan. The golden eagle was extremely fast and reached Qingzhou in an hour. After Taishisi read the letter, he informed Su Shu of Lu Feng's order. Then, Taishisi immediately led 3,000 longbowmen and ordered 30,000 Dragon Kingdom troops to attack Suzhou with Su Shu as the military advisor. On Su Shu's suggestion, Taishisi led his army to launch a fierce attack on Lanja Kingdom at the junction of Suzhou and Qingzhou. The governor of Suzhou in Wei State was Chen Yu. When Taishisi's army appeared near Lanja Kingdom, Chen Yu discovered it immediately and organized troops to go to Lanja Kingdom to resist. Although Taishisi's 30,000 Dragon Kingdom army was not a high-level unit, it was also an elite division after being trained by Taishisi. Although they did not have an advantage in numbers when fighting against the Suzhou defenders, they were able to resist it with Taishisi's command. Other side. At the same time, 3,000 longbowmen fired thousands of arrows from the rear. The extremely long range shocked Chen Yu, who was commanding the rear of the Suzhou army. The soldiers around him tried their best to block the flying arrows, and only then did Chen Yu create an opportunity to escape from the range of the longbowmen. At the same time, Zhou Yu and Gan Ning, who were lurking outside Tan County, immediately received news from the scouts they sent out. They learned that Chen Yu had dispatched all the Suzhou garrison to Lanja to resist Taishisi's attack. Moreover, the war in Lanja has reached a stalemate at this time, and Chen Yu will definitely have no time to take care of anything else in a short period of time. So Zhou Yu seized the opportunity and gave an order for Gan Ning to lead the Jinfan army to raid Tan County, the prefecture's capital. Since all the Suzhou garrison's attention was focused on the Lanja kingdom, they never expected that enemy troops would go directly from the waterway to the hinterland of Suzhou. Therefore, Gan Ning and the 30,000 Jinfan army unexpectedly attacked Tan County city directly. Although the Jinfan army was a naval force, it had been selected by Gan Ning from the ordinary army of the Dragon Kingdom before this, so its combat effectiveness on land was not weak at all. Coupled with a top-notch general like Gan Ning, Jinfan's army captured Tan County effortlessly. At this time, Chen Yu's army, which was still in Lanja Kingdom, was shaken when it learned that Tan County, the prefecture's rule, had been captured. Chen Yu had no choice but to lead his army south to Pengcheng Kingdom and stationed in Pengcheng. At the same time, due to Suzhou being cut off from Donghai County by Gan Ning and Chen Yu's retreat, the Lanja Kingdom was unable to withstand the attack of the Long Archers and was eventually defeated. Three Kingdoms, I Have a Job Transfer Palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 295. After Gan Ning captured Tan County, he did not stop. Instead, he led the Jinfan army to attack everywhere and launched a fierce attack on the remaining counties of Donghai County. Since the prefecture's Tan County had been captured by Gan Ning, the morale of the entire Donghai County garrison had hit rock bottom. In addition, when Chen Yu went to Lanja Kingdom to resist Taishasai's army, he had already transferred most of his troops from Donghai County, so the remaining troops in Donghai at this time were not enough to withstand the Jinfan army's attack. Not only that, the Jinfan army also had Gan Ning, a top-notch general. No one in the entire Donghai County or even the entire Suzhou could defeat Gan Ning. Coupled with the advice of Zhou Yu, a super counselor, let alone Chen Yu who was not in Donghai County, even if he was there, he would not be Zhou Yu's opponent at all. Therefore, under the leadership of Gan Ning, the god of death, the 30,000 Jinfan army captured all 13 counties of Donghai County in 3 days with almost no losses. Previously, the four kingdoms of Wei, Shu, Wolf, and Liang formed an offensive and defensive alliance and attacked the Dragon Kingdom together. Wei's task was to attack Yanzhou together with the Shu Kingdom. The army of Wei State attacked Jiyan County in Yanzhou from Lu State in Yuzhou. Originally, because of the alliance of the four countries, everyone thought that there was a great chance of destroying the Dragon Kingdom. Therefore, the morale of the whole army was high and they were ready to capture Jiyan County first and win the first victory among the four kingdoms. However, unexpectedly, as soon as the army arrived at the border between Yanzhou and Yuzhou, news came that Donghai County of Suzhou and Lanja Kingdom had been lost one after another. Even though the commander-in-chief of the Wei army tried his best to suppress the news and ban discussion among soldiers in the army, he still could not prevent the news from spreading among the army. Within a day, the news that Lanja Kingdom and Donghai County had been conquered by Dragon Kingdom had spread throughout the army. Such an unfavorable start caused the originally high morale of the Wei army that was preparing to attack Jiyan County to drop instantly, and they had to temporarily stop the attack on Yanzhou and return to support Suzhou. However, the scouts and intelligence organizations of the Dragon Kingdom are the most developed and powerful among all countries today. Although the army of the Wei Kingdom has not yet entered Yanzhou, its traces have already been discovered by the scouts. So as soon as they returned to Suzhou, Lu Su, who was staying in Yanzhou, ordered Dian Wei to lead the Longwu soldiers to pursue the Wei army. At this time, the morale of the Wei army was already low and there was no contact with the Yanzhou army, so they believed that they had not been exposed. In addition, they were preoccupied with arriving in Suzhou to support Chen Yu as soon as possible, so they did not notice that Dian Wei had caught up with him. The dragon warriors under Dian Wei are directly inherited from the Wei warriors trained by the war god Wu Qi during the Warring States period. Each one wears 3 layers of heavy armor and an iron helmet. They can fire 12 stone crossbows, and each carries 50 crossbow arrows. He holds a long-armed iron halberd and a sharp sword at his belt. During the march, each person had to carry 3 days' worth of combat provisions. Even with such a heavy load, they could cover more than 100 miles in half a day. But now Dian Wei is in charge of the pursuit and does not need to carry food and grass, so the speed of the Longwu soldiers is even faster, and there is no sign of heavy infantry at all. As for Dian Wei, his footsteps were even faster. Because of his huge body, Dianwei rarely rode a horse. When Lu Feng first met Dianwei, he chased tigers across ravines and ran all over the mountains. Even the tigers couldn't get rid of him. After joining Lu Feng's command, because Lu Feng was eager to put down the Yellow Turban Rebellion and Dianwei had no horses, Dianwei ran straight all the way, not much slower than Lu Feng's Dragon City cavalry. Of course, at that time, the horses of the Dragon City cavalry were just ordinary war horses, so Dianwei could keep up. Now that all the Dragon City cavalry have been replaced by super horses from the Goguryeo racecourse, Dianwei cannot catch up with just his own foot power. But even so, Dianwei's speed and endurance are by no means comparable to ordinary people, so even if the Wei army went ahead for a while, Dianwei quickly led the Longwu soldiers to catch up. When the Wei army discovered that an enemy force appeared behind them, it was already too late. Longwu had already caught up within the range of their strong crossbows. Without Dianwei giving orders, the Longwu soldiers all skillfully picked up and took off the powerful crossbows they carried on their backs, mounted the crossbow arrows, and fired at the Wei army. The crossbow arrows fired by the 12-stone crossbow were so powerful that one arrow could pierce 3 people within 100 steps. Therefore, after one round of firing, the Wei army had already fallen thousands of people. If an ordinary general faced the powerful firepower of the Longwu soldiers, he would be so frightened that the army would flee at full speed. However, the fact that the Long soldiers were able to catch up quickly at such a long distance showed that their marching speed was no slower than that of the Wei army. If the Wei army continued to retreat, they would inevitably be attacked by the Long soldiers. By the time Longwu's 50 crossbows were fired, the Wei army was almost completely wiped out. Fortunately, the general of the Wei army was not a fool. He figured out the stakes in an instant, so he ordered the entire army to turn around and attack Longwu, preparing to destroy the 3,000 heavy infantry first. But apparently the famous Longwu was too simplistic. During the time when the Wei army rushed over, Longwu completed 2 more rounds of shooting. Each person fired a total of 3 crossbow arrows, which had already disabled more than 10,000 people in the Wei army. The Wei army thought that after surviving their terrifying crossbows, the close combat would reverse the situation, but they did not expect that the Longwu soldiers who put down their crossbows and picked up their halberds were still unstoppable. Their 3 layers of heavy armor are enough to withstand ordinary attacks, and the weapons in the hands of many Wei soldiers cannot harm the Longwu soldiers. But the long halberd in the hands of the dragon soldiers could easily pierce their bodies. Longwu soldiers are difficult enough, and their commander Dianwei is even more of a killing god. Dianwei is nearly 9 feet tall and has strong muscles, like an iron tower, but his speed and reaction are not slow at all. He holds 2 iron halberds and kills left and right among the Wei army, but no one can combine. When the general of the Wei army saw Dianwei Yangwu, he instantly knew that this unit was the world-famous Longwu soldiers. He knew that he was definitely no match for Dianwei's army, so he hurriedly ordered a retreat. Dianwei led the Longwu soldiers to pursue and kill them for a while. After killing all the Wei troops, they withdrew. At the same time, in Xindu City, the imperial capital of the Dragon Kingdom, Dragon Emperor Lu Feng had learned that the Wolf Kingdom had united with the other 3 countries to form a 4-nation coalition to besiege him, so he asked Guojia for advice. Guojia said, "Your Majesty, the world is now divided into 6 parts. Since the Wolf Kingdom has united the 4 countries to attack our country, why don't our country send people to persuade Kang Kingdom Shixie to form an alliance with our country? As long as he can send troops from Jiaozhou to capture Jingzhou, Shu can be cut off. The connection between the 2 countries of Wei." Lu Feng listened to Guojia's suggestion and immediately ordered a red-blooded dragon knight riding a golden eagle to fly into the Kang Kingdom to persuade Kang Emperor Shixie to form an alliance with the Dragon Kingdom. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. 3 Kingdoms, I have a job transfer palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 296. Jiaozhou is remote. The red-blooded dragon rider set off from Jizhu on a golden eagle. Even at the speed of the golden eagle, it took him 3 hours to reach Panyu, the capital of Kang Kingdom. Because the crimson blood dragon rider had never been to Jiaozhou, and had almost never heard of others talking about Jiaozhou's environment and geographical location, so even when he arrived in Panyu, he could not find the palace of Kang Kingdom. In desperation, he had to ask the local people for directions, but because he could not understand the local dialect, he asked 5 people in a row. The first 4 people could not understand what he said, and it was not until the 5th person that he could barely communicate. After learning the location of the Kang Kingdom's palace, the red-blooded dragon rider warrior immediately ran towards the palace. When he arrived outside the palace, he finally met the Kang Kingdom Emperor Shixia after another strenuous communication with the palace guards. This red-blooded dragon knight warrior originally found it difficult to understand the dialect spoken by the locals in Jiaozhou, and thought that communicating with Emperor Kang would take a lot of effort, but he did not expect that Emperor Kang could understand what he said. And although Emperor Kang spoke with a bit of a Jiaozhou local accent, he could still understand what Emperor Kang meant if he looked carefully. So after introducing his identity to Emperor Kang, the red blood dragon rider said to Emperor Kang, "Your Majesty, there are only 5 countries left in the Central Plains. Except for our Dragon Kingdom, which is the only one, the Kingdom of Shu is the closest to Kang Kingdom. The strength of the Wei Kingdom is also very strong. Now, the Shu Kingdom and the Wei Kingdom, together with the Liang Kingdom and the Wolf Kingdom in the north, have formed an alliance to fight against the Dragon Kingdom. Although the Dragon Kingdom is confident of remaining undefeated in the siege of the 4 kingdoms, the Dragon Emperor I hope to reach cooperation with your Majesty and jointly attack Shu and Wei. In this way, our 2 countries will join forces to tear apart the alliance between Shu and Wei, or even directly eliminate these 2 countries and unify the world." Kang Emperor Shixi, after hearing what the red blood dragon rider said, he squinted his eyes and asked, "The 4 kingdoms united to besiege the Dragon Kingdom. Even though the Dragon Emperor's literary and military skills were the best in the world, it must still be difficult to deal with them. But the 4 kingdoms did not have any conflict with the Kang Kingdom. My family has been living in Jiaozhou for generations and almost never interacts with the princes of the Central Plains. What reason do the Shu and Wei countries have to attack my Kang Kingdom?" The red blood dragon rider replied, "Your Majesty, do you know why among the 7 heroes of the Warring States period, only the Qin Kingdom can you finally unify the world? Not only did Qin strengthen its national power through Shangyang's reforms, but also because King Qin Zhao adopted Qin Prime Minister Fan Zhu's strategy of distant relations and close attacks. Now the Dragon Kingdom is far away from your country, and there are 2 countries, Shu and Wei, in between. If we can form an alliance and attack Shu and Wei from the north and south, we will definitely win a complete victory. But on the other hand, if your Majesty does not form an alliance with the Dragon Kingdom, then once either of the 2 countries, Shu and Wei, wants to expand its territory, it will be a big win. Jiaozhou is a vast territory. I'm afraid that Kang Kingdom doesn't have enough strength to defend the land of Jiaozhou, right?" After hearing the words of the red blood dragon rider, Shixia said angrily as a small personal guard under the Dragon Emperor, "How dare you be so disrespectful to me? No matter how weak the Kang Kingdom is, it is more than enough to kill you." Shixia originally thought that his threats would make the other party afraid, but he did not expect that the red blood dragon cavalry soldier instead smiled and said, "Your Majesty, since you don't if you dare to kill me, why bother bluffing?" Shixia shouted as the king of a country, "Why don't I dare to kill you?" The red blood dragon rider replied, "Have you ever thought about it, since I can pass through the 2 countries of Shu and Wei? The territory has reached Jiaozhou, so why can't millions of soldiers of our Dragon Kingdom come to Jiaozhou together? The 2 countries are at war and will not kill the envoys. What's more, the Dragon Kingdom and the Kang Kingdom have no enmity. They only come down to form an alliance with you on behalf of the Dragon Emperor. If you kill me, it won't a Euro trademark T take long for the millions of troops from the Dragon Kingdom to come to Jiaozhou quietly like me, and use force to transfer Jiaozhou directly to the rule of the Dragon Kingdom when. Shi Xie heard this, he immediately lost his temper, but he still said stubbornly, even if I don't kill you, I can form an alliance with the other 4 countries and attack your Dragon Kingdom together. The Red Blood Dragon Rider smiled and said the Kang Kingdom is separated from the Dragon Kingdom by the 3 states of Jingzhou, Yangzhou, and Yuzhou. If you want to attack the Dragon Kingdom, the army will not only have to cross thousands of miles, but also enter the territory of Shu and Wei. Your Majesty, do you think Emperor Shu and Emperor Wei will agree to the army of Kang Kingdom openly entering their country? They will not. Do you think this is your Majesty a Euro trademark's strategy to attack Guo through false routes? Even if they agree because of their strength, your Majesty, do you dare to let the Kang army cross their 2 countries without fear of being swallowed up by the other side? So, you and their 4 countries, there is no benefit to them from forming an alliance. Will they agree? Shi Xie thought for a long time, and finally gritted his teeth and said, okay, in that case, I will form an alliance with the Dragon Kingdom. But after forming an alliance, can the Dragon Emperor guarantee that I will stay in Jiaozhou and be the Emperor of Kang Kingdom? Facing Shi Xie's question, the Red Blood Dragon Rider replied domineeringly, no. When the Dragon Emperor pacifies the Central Plains, he will definitely go on an expedition to Jiaozhou. However, if your Majesty forms an alliance with the Dragon Kingdom now, the Dragon Emperor will definitely spare your life, and may even let you continue to serve as the shepherd of Jiaozhou as long as you perform well. But if you do not form an alliance with the Dragon Kingdom, then don't a Euro trademark T blame the Dragon Emperor for being ruthless. According to past practice, when Panyu is conquered, I am afraid that not only will your Majesty a Euro trademark's head be saved, but the Jiaozhou scholar family will also be exterminated. Shi Xie was completely shocked by this red-blooded dragon knight at this time, so even if he said such rude words, Shi Xie had no reaction. After thinking for a long time, Shi Xie finally said, okay, as for forming an alliance with the Dragon Emperor, just say whatever the Dragon Emperor wants, as long as I can do it, I will do it with the help of the Kang Kingdom. The Red Blood Dragon Rider smiled and said, okay, then please send troops to attack Jingzhou and cut off the connection between Shu and Wei. Subsequently, Shi Xie sent 50,000 troops to attack Jingzhou according to Lu Feng's instructions. In order to prevent the fall of Jingzhou, the connection between Shu and Wei was interrupted, and the Shu state had to allocate part of its troops to resist the Kang army. This also greatly relieved the pressure on Zhenliu County in Yanzhou of the Dragon Kingdom. At the same time, Lu Buletin, in accordance with the agreement when the 4 countries formed an alliance, sent Wei Su, who was guarding Bingzhou, to lead an army of 50,000 to attack Yozhu. However, what Lu Buletin did not expect was that Wei Su had escorted when Lu Linqi went to the Dragon Kingdom to get married. Guo Jia had chatted with Wei Su alone for a whole night. During that period, Wei Su had been successfully persuaded to surrender by Guo Jialian with coercion and inducements. Therefore, Wei Su received Lu Buletin's order to attack Yozhu. Afterwards, Wei Su did not follow Lu Buletin's order to send troops to Yozhu, but instead mobilized the Wolf Kingdom army stationed at the junction of Bingzhou and Yozhu. At the same time, Wei Su opened the gates of Pingcheng to welcome Zhao Yun's white horse Yi Kong and the Dragon Kingdom army enter the city. 3 Kingdoms, I have a job transfer palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 297. After Gong Sunzan's death, Zhao Yun followed Gong Sunzan's orders and joined Lu Feng's command. Not only did he inherit the command of Bama Yikong, but Lu Feng also specifically ordered Zhao Yun to guard Yozhu and inherited Gong Sunzan's territory. Because Zhao Yun is the commander-in-chief of the White Horse Yi Kong, and because he himself wears a silver helmet and armor all year round, holds a bright silver gentian spear, and wears a snowflake white robe, he is called the new White Horse General by the soldiers of the Dragon Kingdom. At this time, Zhao Yun had already received the tip bag from Guoxia, and knew that since Wei Su escorted Lu Linqi, the princess of the Wolf Kingdom, to Xindu City, he had been instigated by Guoxia to rebel and secretly defected to the Dragon Kingdom. Therefore, Zhao Yun has been sending people to observe the situation in Bingzhou. When he learned that Wei Su had transferred all the Wolf Kingdom troops, he immediately led his white horse Yikong and 100,000 Dragon Kingdom troops into Bingzhou. At the same time, since Wei Su took over from Zhang Liao to guard Bingzhou, he had already placed a large number of cronies in Yanmen County where he was located, waiting for the Long Kingdom army to arrive in Bingzhou as internal agents. Therefore, after Wei Su reunited with Zhao Yun, he joined forces with Zhao Yun to guide the Dragon Kingdom army to various counties. Originally, when Zhang Liao was guarding Bingzhou, the officials and governors of all the counties in Bingzhou were very convinced of Zhang Liao, not only because of his outstanding martial arts, but also because of Zhang Liao's decisiveness in battle and his strong commanding ability. Precisely because of Zhang Liao's leadership, Bingzhou officials did not obey Wei Su after Wei Su came to Bingzhou. Not only because he had little ability, both in terms of force and commanding ability in leading troops in battles, he was far inferior to Zhang Liao, but more importantly, Wei Su's character was extremely poor. Not only was he unjust, timid, and irresponsible, but he was also arrogant and domineering towards others because he was related to Lu Bu before Lu Buledin went to Sizhou. Wei Su had offended many officials in Bingzhou because of this. Therefore, Bingzhou officials not only did not want to see Wei Su, but also obeyed and disobeyed his orders. Many people even had no superficial respect for Wei Sulian. It was precisely because he was humiliated by Bingzhou officials in Bingzhou that Wei Su's determination to defect to the Long Kingdom was strengthened. But Bingzhou is Lu Buledin's hometown. Even though Lu Buledin himself is a capricious person in the eyes of the world, because Lu Buledin killed many invading foreigners in Bingzhou in his early years, the officials and people of Bingzhou love Lu Buledin very much. Therefore, when Wei Su rebelled and even opened the gates of Pingcheng to welcome the Dragon Kingdom's army into Bingzhou, and led Zhao Yun to attack various counties in Yanmen County, the defenders from all over Yanmen united to resist the Dragon Kingdom's attack. They transferred all their hatred for Wei Su to the Long Kingdom army and adopted the most tenacious resistance against Zhao Yun's army. Fortunately, not long after Wei Su Gong came to Bingzhou, he had already placed all his cronies in various cities. At the critical moment, the internal response he deployed played an important role. He opened the city gate while the defenders in the city were not paying attention. As soon as the city gate opened, Zhao Yun took the lead and led the white horse Yikong into the city. Bama Yikong was originally a 6th-level cavalry, but since joining Lu Feng, not only did he complete enough tasks in the transfer hall, but Lu Feng also spent more than 10 million transfer points to upgrade Bama Yikong from the peak of the 6th level to the highest level. Early stage of 7th level. Even if it is only an early level 7th level unit, it is enough to deal with the Bingzhou defenders. Under the leadership of Zhao Yun, Bama Yikong massacred the defenders in the city. In the end, after more than half of the Bingzhou defenders died, the remaining defenders finally surrendered. Zhao Yun and Wei Su used this method to conquer the entire Yanmen County with lightning speed by coordinating internal and external responses in each city. News of the fall of Yanmen County reached Jinyang, the capital of the Wolf Kingdom, and Lu Buledin was immediately shocked. But since he was the first to tear up the alliance with the Dragon Kingdom, Lu Buledin didn't have many other emotions except helplessness for Zhao Yun's attack. What really made him angry was Wei Su's betrayal. He couldn't understand that with Wei Su's ability, there was no way he could be reused by any of the princes. He only gave him power for the sake of his relatives. Even before Lu Buledin became emperor, Wei Su could be called the #1 general under Lu Buledin, and his status was higher than that of Zhang Liao, a versatile military commander, and Gao Shun, the commander of the trapped camp. After Lu Buledin became emperor, He originally wanted to continue to appoint Wei Su as general, but Chen Gong strongly opposed it. He said that general is the head of a country's military etica copyright s and must be qualified with both talent, virtue, and both civil and military skills. And Lu Buletin also knew that before he became emperor, he had the final say on how to employ people. But now that he has become emperor, every decision must not only rely on his own preferences, but also be conducive to the development of the country. Moreover, he himself knew that Zhang Liao was 100 times more talented than Wei Su, so he did not let Zhang Liao become a general. But even though Wei Su's official position was not as high as that of Zhang Liao, he was still reused by Lu Buletin. But even so, Wei Su betrayed him without hesitation and brought the Dragon Kingdom's army to attack the Wolf Kingdom, which made Lu Buletin intolerable. So when he was furious, he immediately dispatched 2 of his 8 capable generals, Ho Chang and Song Xian, with an army of 50,000 to attack Yanmen, hoping to take Yanmen back when Zhao Yun had just conquered Yanmen County and its foundation was unstable. However, what Lu Buletin never expected was that Wei Su had always been on good terms with Ho Chang and Song Xian. The 3 of them spent almost all day eating, drinking and having fun together, and were almost inseparable. So after Wei Su escorted Lu Linqi to the Dragon Kingdom and was instigated by Guojie to rebel, as soon as he returned to the Wolf Kingdom, he immediately told Ho Chang and Song Xian about his defection to the Dragon Kingdom. Ho Chang and Song Xian not only did not expose Wei Su, but because they knew that the Dragon Kingdom was powerful, they were envious of Wei Su and even wanted to establish a connection with the Dragon Kingdom through Wei Su. So at this time, the 2 of them got Lu Buletin's order, and after arriving at Yanmen County with an army of 50,000, they immediately surrendered to Zhao Yun through Wei Su. Even with these 50,000 troops, they combined with Wei Su's 50,000 army and Zhao Yun's 100,000 Dragon Kingdom army to capture Dingxiang County and Zai County. Compared with the rebellions of Wei Su, Song Xian, and Ho Chang, what made Lu Buletin even more angry was that just when the rebellion broke out within the Wolf Kingdom, the Liang Kingdom suddenly turned back again, raided Hedong County, and led an army of 100,000 to the north. Attack Taiyuan County. Lu Buletin had no choice but to ask for help from Shu and Wei. However, Wei was busy fending off the Long Kingdom troops in Suzhou and Yanzhou and had no time to pay attention to the Wolf Kingdom for the time being. While resisting the Kang Kingdom's army, the Shu Kingdom sent troops to attack Jingzhiyin, hoping to disperse the Liang Kingdom's forces and reduce the pressure on the Wolf Kingdom. However, at this moment, the Liang Kingdom suddenly sent another army from Liangzhou south to attack Hanzhong of the Shu Kingdom. 3 Kingdoms, I Have a Job Transfer Palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 298. Just when Lu Buletin was furious because of Liang's rebellion and an army of 100,000 people attacking Taiyuan County from the south, Zhao Yun and Wei Su also led an army of 100,000 people from the Dragon Kingdom to go south and attack Taiyuan County from the north. At the same time, Zhao Yun ordered Ho Chang and Song Xian to lead 100,000 Bingzhou surrender troops to march eastward and attack Taiyuan County from the west. Ma Chao and Zhang He, who were stationed in Changshan Kingdom, also received Lu Feng's order to start the western expedition and invade Taiyuan County from the east. For a time, the Wolf Kingdom's imperial capital was in danger, and the Wolf Kingdom was in danger. However, what really made Lu Buletin collapse was that Ma Tang sent troops from Liangzhou south to attack Hanzhong County of Shu again. Liu Bei was so shocked that he had to transfer the troops that attacked Jingzhiyin and involved Liang back to resist the Liang army. At this point, the only country of Shu that could provide help to the Wolf Kingdom also retreated. Without reinforcements, the Wolf Kingdom was unable to withstand the armies of the Dragon Kingdom and Liang Kingdom. After struggling for several days, they were finally besieged by the armies of the 2 countries in Jinyang, the imperial capital of the Wolf Kingdom. Faced with such a dilemma, although Lu Buletin believed that all this was due to the betrayal of Wei Su, Song Xian, Ho Chang, and others, Zhao Yun's troops were able to easily enter Bingzhou. Coupled with Lianguo's sudden rebellion, his battle plan was disrupted and he fell into a more passive situation. But in the eyes of others, Lu Buledin was doomed from the beginning. He knew clearly that Wei Su's nature was a person who was greedy for life and fearful of death, but he still used Wei Su to hold important positions in the defense of Yuzhu. This was already an act of ignorance. Even after Wei Su rebelled, he asked Ho Cheng and Song Xian, who had always been good friends with him, to lead troops to attack Wei Su, which was a negative example of knowing people and being kind. Mencius has said since ancient times that the right time, right place, and people are the three elements of success. However, the right time and right place are not as good as the right place, and the right place is not as good as the right people. It can be said that the most critical factor in determining success or failure is the right time and right place. However, Lu Buledin made continuous mistakes in the aspect of human relations. His vision destined him not only to not become a wise king, but also to find it difficult to defeat the Dragon Kingdom. So after seeing this clearly, Cao did not send troops to assist Lu Buledin from the beginning on the grounds that Suzhu was besieged by the Dragon Kingdom. Although Liu Bei symbolically surrounded Wei and rescued Zhao out of soft-heartedness, he immediately withdrew all his troops as soon as Hanzhong was attacked. Under such a situation, the Wolf Kingdom was not only isolated and helpless, but also besieged by the four-party coalition. Even though Lu Buledin had the bravery of thousands of men, Chen Gong had a 1,000-mile plan, and Zhang Liao was proficient in literary and military strategies, he still refused to return. The power of heaven. At this time, Lu Buledin, Zhang Liao, Gao Shun, Chen Gong and others gathered in the Jiniang Palace. Lu Buledin looked up to the sky and sighed, "I regret that I didn't listen to Gongta's words. If I didn't listen to the slanderous words of the Liang Kingdom, I formed an alliance with the Liang Kingdom. How could we end up like this?" Lu Buledin's mood at this time was naturally extremely regretful. Not long ago, he was one of the 6 most powerful people in the world, with nearly 200,000 elite soldiers in his hands. Moreover, he and the Dragon Emperor were not only allies, but also had a marriage relationship. His only daughter had already married the Dragon Emperor and became the wolf concubine. Logically speaking, the status of such an alliance should be very stable, but because of the lobbying of the Liang Kingdom, Lu Buledin's ambition was ignited, causing him to tear up the alliance with the Dragon Kingdom and unite the 4 countries to besiege the Dragon Kingdom. In the end, they were still defeated by the Dragon Emperor's plan. From the time they raised their troops to now being trapped, they were facing the crisis of annihilation in just a few days. If he had listened to Chen Gong's words and refused to form an alliance with the Liang Kingdom, he would not have ended up where he did now. However, there is no medicine for regret in this world. No matter how much he regrets it, what can he do now that it has come to this? So after Lu Buledin finished speaking, Chen Gong said, "Your Majesty, there is no need to talk about these things anymore." If Gong had persisted a little more and tried his best to persuade your Majesty not to form an alliance with the Liang Kingdom, maybe your Majesty would not have done this. Speaking of which, Gong as His Majesty's counselor, I still haven't played a role in making suggestions. All this is Gong's fault. It's a pity that I can no longer serve His Majesty in the future after Chen Gong finished speaking. Lu Buledin immediately said, "Now the only thing left in the Wolf Kingdom is this: the city of Jiniang will be conquered soon. Now that the Wolf Kingdom is destroyed, how can I, Lu Buledin, still be the emperor? Gongta, Wen Yuan, you are different from me, you are all capable and talented. Even if I am gone, you can also take refuge under others and continue to use your abilities. Early tomorrow morning, you can leave the city and surrender. If you serve under the Dragon Emperor, you will definitely be reused and have a brighter future. There is no need to stay here and wait with me. Die." After hearing Lu Buledin's words, Zhang Liao immediately fell to the ground and said excitedly, "Even if you are not the emperor, you will always be the Lord of Liao in the heart of Liao. My lord, your martial arts are unparalleled in the world. Now that Dragon Emperor Lu Feng is not here, even if you are not the emperor, you will always be the lord of Liao. There are hundreds of thousands of troops outside the city, but with your bravery and the fighting power of Bingzhu's wolf cavalry, we will definitely be able to break out. Please lead the wolf cavalry to break out tonight, my lord, and leave Liao behind. Before my lord breaks out, even if Liao dies, he will not let anyone leave. Although he was seen as capricious by outsiders and even left a bad reputation in history as a domestic slave with 3 surnames, Lu Buletin was definitely a person who loved his brothers and family. A righteous person. Therefore, Lu Buletin would naturally not agree to Zhang Liao's proposal. While the two were arguing, a guard walked in with an arrow in his hand and a letter tied to the tail of the arrow. The guard said, "Report to your majesty, this is the arrow that Ma Chao, the general of the Dragon Kingdom, just shot into the city." After that, he handed the arrow to Lu Buletin, so Lu Buletin opened the letter and read it. This letter was written in the tone of Lu Linqi, the wolf concubine of the Dragon Kingdom. It read, "Father, my daughter knows that you must have been besieged by the Dragon Kingdom army in Jinyang City at this time. My daughter also knows that with your force, with the addition of Bingzhou wolf cavalry, it is not difficult to break out. But the world is so big, where can you go if you break out? Ma Teng turned against you, so naturally you will not join him. Cao and Liu Bei are both heroes, so what? Will you allow yourself to be surrounded by someone who once competed with you for the world? My daughter has asked the Dragon Emperor that as long as you can submit to the Dragon Kingdom, the Dragon Emperor will not make things difficult for you, and with your bravery, you can also be reused by the Dragon Emperor. The most important thing is that if you can surrender to the Dragon Kingdom, we, father and daughter, can see each other again." Lu Buletin knew that this letter must not have been written by Lu Linqi, but Lu Buletin did not point it out because the meaning expressed in it was already clear that with Lu Linqi as the Dragon Emperor's concubine, she really didn't have to worry about her life. So Lu Buletin thought over and over again and finally chose to surrender in Kaikan. With Lu Buletin's surrender, the Wolf Kingdom was also destroyed and included in the territory of the Dragon Kingdom. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. 3 Kingdoms, I Have a Job Transfer Palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 299. With the surrender of Emperor Lu Buletin of the Wolf Kingdom, the entire territory of the Wolf Kingdom was included in the Dragon Kingdom, but this is not surprising. After all, the Wolf Kingdom itself is not as powerful as the Dragon Kingdom, and after Liang Kingdom's counterattack, the Wolf Kingdom has no capital to fight against the Dragon Kingdom. In addition, Lu Buletin's daughter Lu Linqi has already married the Dragon Kingdom and became the wolf concubine of the Dragon Kingdom. Therefore, Wolf Emperor Lu Buletin's surrender to the Dragon Kingdom seems unexpected, but it is indeed reasonable. The scene that truly shocked the world took place shortly after Lu Buletin surrendered. The Emperor of Liang Kingdom, Ma Teng, announced the surrender of the whole country, and all the territory of Liang Kingdom was included in the territory of Dragon Kingdom. Even though Wolf Emperor Lu Buletin and Dragon Emperor Lu Feng had a marriage relationship, Wolf Emperor only surrendered after uniting the 4 kingdoms and attacking the Dragon Kingdom with all their strength, but failed and was instead besieged by the Dragon Kingdom. Liang Emperor Ma Teng directly announced his surrender when there was no resistance and even before there was any fighting between the Dragon Kingdom and the Liang Kingdom. Rather than saying that the Dragon Emperor surrendered without a fight, it would be better to say that Ma Teng was a talented person who knew the current affairs. Knowing that he was defeated by the Dragon Kingdom, he surrendered directly to reduce the losses. It was only at this time that Jia Su and 11Ji, the 2 super counselors of Shu and Wei, finally realized that the Liang Kingdom had probably surrendered to the Dragon Kingdom a long time ago. But after all, they are super counselors with extraordinary intelligence and great plans. Ordinary people would never think of this. For example, Shu Emperor Liu Bei, when he learned the news, he was sitting in the house with Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, and Jia Su, discussing how to resist the Kang Kingdom's attack. While the four of them were talking, the guards came to report that Liang Emperor Ma Teng had surrendered to the Dragon Kingdom. The four of them were all shocked when they heard this incident. After a while, Zhang Fei took the lead and said, "What a Ma Teng, he doesn't even have the courage to fight against the Dragon Kingdom. His Liang Kingdom occupies a vast area, and Liang Kingdom is vast. The state's cavalry are all elite cavalry, and he has never been defeated in battles with other countries before. They can be said to have strong troops and strong horses. Why did they just surrender? I, Lao Zhang, originally thought that as a descendant of General Fubo Ma Yuan, he was also an upright person. I didn't expect this man to be as timid as a mouse." After listening to Zhang Fei's words, Liu Bei was silent for a moment and then said, "Ma Teng is a benevolent king. He knows that he can't defeat the Dragon Kingdom, so he doesn't do anything. If he resisted, he surrendered directly. Although he was inevitably criticized for being timid and cowardly, his move did save the army and people of Liang State, and saved the people from the poison of war. It is indeed rare to sacrifice one's personal reputation in order to gain stability. Really, none of the monarchs in the world is a coward." After Liu Bei sighed, Guan Yu also echoed, "Brother is right, although Ma Teng surrendered, it was a disgrace to his reputation, but this move was not caring for the soldiers and caring for the people." "What about the move?" After Liu, Guan, and Zhang finished speaking, Jia Su, who had been silent all the time, said, "Your Majesty, the second general, the third general, you are all confused by Ma Teng. This Ma Teng is not a commoner or a soldier. A benevolent and righteous king, it is not that he lacks courage and is fearless of rats. On the contrary, this person can be said to be a man of deep scheming and deep knowledge." Jia Su's words shocked Liu, Guan, and Zhang. Liu Bei he quickly asked, "Why did when he comment so much on Ma Teng? Is there any hidden secret behind Ma Teng's surrender to the Dragon Kingdom?" Jia Su gently stroked the two beards on his lips and slowly spoke. Su said, "Your Majesty, in fact, according to Su's guess, Ma Teng may have secretly defected to the Dragon Kingdom, but he just didn't let others know." After hearing Jia Su's words, Liu Bei, Guan Yu, and Zhang Fei were all shocked. Especially the irritable Zhang Fei, who hurriedly asked, "What do you mean by Mr. Wenhe's words? Stop being so pretentious and finish it in one breath. I am so anxious." After listening to Zhang Fei's words, Jia Su said, he chuckled, and then said, "Three generals, do you think why the Feng Kingdom was destroyed at that time? At that time, the Feng Kingdom formed an alliance with the Wolf Kingdom and the Wei Kingdom to form a defense line from north to east, blocking the Dragon Kingdom in Yuzhou and Jizhou in the northeast. And Qingzhou, once they go south, they will be besieged by the three kingdoms. Later, for some reason, the Feng Kingdom suddenly tore up the alliance, formed an alliance with the Liang Kingdom, and jointly attacked the Wolf Kingdom, causing the Wolf Kingdom to have no choice but to marry the Dragon Kingdom. In the end, the Dragon Kingdom helped the Wolf Kingdom to attack Feng Kingdom. At the most critical moment, it was the Liang Kingdom's counterattack that led to the destruction of Feng Kingdom. I am afraid that Ma Teng had already surrendered to the Dragon Kingdom at that time, so when the Dragon Kingdom was unable to send troops, in order to help the Dragon Kingdom break through the defense line, the Wolf Kingdom and the Feng Kingdom turned against each other, and then they instigated Yuan Shao to attack the Wolf Kingdom. If Liang Kingdom rebelled against the enemy this time, it might be because Ma Teng saw that the Wolf Kingdom and the Dragon Kingdom had formed an alliance, and the Feng Kingdom was unable to recover. In order to avoid being if the attack turned to attack Luoyang, then what he did next could completely verify Su's guess. Because of the relationship between the Feng Kingdom, the Wolf Kingdom and the Dragon Kingdom formed an alliance, and there was also a marriage relationship. This kind of alliance relationship is logical. It is very stable. Even if the relationship breaks down, it will at least wait until only the Wolf Kingdom and the Dragon Kingdom and the Liang Kingdom are left fighting for hegemony. But in this way, the Dragon Emperor will not be able to unify the North. If we once have a war with the Dragon Kingdom, the Dragon Kingdom still dare not send all its troops and horses to fight our army and the Wei army. Therefore, in order to allow the Dragon Kingdom to unify the north, Ma Teng repeated his old tricks and once again instigated Lu Buletin to tear up the alliance and form an alliance with the Liang Kingdom to attack the Dragon Kingdom. As long as the Wolf Kingdom dares to send troops, the Dragon Kingdom will have a reason to destroy the Wolf Kingdom. Perhaps Chen Gong saw Ma Teng's conspiracy, so he came to form a four-nation alliance, but this still could not stop the Dragon Kingdom's army. In the end, the Liang Kingdom turned back again, leading to the destruction of the Wolf Kingdom. After the Feng Kingdom and the Wolf Kingdom were destroyed one after another, it was meaningless for the Liang Kingdom to continue to pretend, and it would be easily noticed by our country and the Wei Kingdom, so Ma Teng did not hesitate to reveal his identity and surrendered directly to the Dragon Kingdom. Lu, Guan, and Zhang all took a breath after listening to Jiasu's words, and sighed, "What a dragon emperor, what a Guoqia, what a Sun Yu, I didn't expect their schemes to be so deep." At the same time, the Prime Minister of Wei, 11's He also made the same judgment as Jiasu, and informed Wei Emperor Cao of his inference. After hearing this, Cao also sighed, "The Dragon Emperor is so scheming. Actually used such means to deceive everyone, I am not as good as him." So far, with the help of Liang State's outstanding undercover, the Dragon State has successively eliminated the Feng State and the Wolf State. Coupled with the surrender of the Liang State, the Dragon State has now become the only overlord in the north. Three Kingdoms, I Have a Job Transfer Palace. Author, Strong Wine Burns the Heart. Chapter 300. With the destruction of the Wolf Kingdom and the surrender of the Liang Kingdom to the Dragon Kingdom, the situation in the world once again changed dramatically. Two countries suddenly disappeared in the north, leaving the Dragon Kingdom to fight alone in Jizhou, Qingzhou, Yuzhou, Bingzhou, Sizhou, Yanzhou, Liangzhou, and Yizhou in the north. The 13 states of the Eastern Han Dynasty, plus the foreign states that Lu Feng later conquered when he opened up new territories, made a total of 14 states, and Lu Feng had already monopolized 8 of them. Among the remaining 6 states, except for Jiaozhou, which was monopolized by Shi Xia of Kang State, the remaining 5 states were divided between Wei and Shu. Shu occupies Yizhou, Wei occupies Yangzhou and Suzhou, while Jingzhou and Yuzhou are jointly occupied by Shu and Wei respectively. Suzhou was originally exclusively occupied by Wei, but now the Dragon State has also captured 2 of the counties. Although Lu Feng occupies 8 states alone, while the other 3 kingdoms combined only have 6 states, if we compare the territories, the area occupied by the Dragon Kingdom and the other 3 kingdoms is almost the same. Because the area of a Euro Yizhou alone has already caught up with the area of a Euro Ji, Qing, Yu, and Bing prefectures, and Yangzhou and Jiaozhou also occupy a huge area, almost the same as Ji, Qing, and Bing prefectures. Jingzhou also has Qingzhou, Yanzhou and Jizhou are as big as 3 states. However, although the 8 states of Lu Feng are not large in area, their population is much larger than that of several states in the south. Yizhou is mountainous, and the road to Shu is difficult to climb to the sky. Although there are many people in Sichuan, they hardly travel with the central plains because of the inconvenience of traveling. In addition, the Nanmen often riot, and the complex terrain naturally limits the growth of the population. There is a lot of water in Yangzhou, and the further south you go, the more barbaric land the Shanyu people gather. The folk customs are mostly uncivilized. Because there are many water systems, the miasma is pervasive and there are few people inhabiting it. As for Jiaozhou, it is even more sparsely populated and has almost completely cut off contact with the central plains. Because it is too far to the south, the climate is hot and humid all year round, making it unsuitable for human habitation. Moreover, because it is too far away from the central plains, few people go to Jiaozhou, so the folk customs are even more uncivilized, and even the language is not smooth enough. Because of this, several states in the south are too vast and sparsely populated, so even though Wei, Shu, and Kang occupy large areas of land, their military strength is far from the Dragon Kingdom's opponent due to the small population. Taking this situation into consideration, the Prime Minister of Shu State, Jiasu, and the Prime Minister of Wei State, 11's He, set up a line. In the end, Wei Emperor Cao and Shu Emperor Liu Bei decided to meet in Linyuan County, the county seat of Wuling County, Jingzhou, between the two countries, to jointly discuss the fight against the Dragon Kingdom. Method. The meeting between the two emperors was an unprecedented event even in history. Before the two met, both sides sent their most trusted subordinates and their armies to station in Linyuan County, and all suspicious people were found. Drive away or capture. On the day they agreed to meet, Wei Emperor Cao rushed to Linyuan County with his bodyguard Su Chu, Clan General Xia Dun, and Prime Minister 11's He. The Shu Emperor Liu Bei also brought the Shu Prime Minister Jiasu, escorted by two super generals Guan Yu and Zhang Fei, to Linyuan County to meet with Cao. After the two met, Cao took the initiative and took Liu Bei's hand. He took the initiative and said, "Brother Suand, you and I have known each other for many years, and now we are both kings of the same country. If we continue to abide by royal etiquette, it will be troublesome and seem alienated, so we might as well call ourselves brothers." The two of them came here to form an alliance, so naturally they would not disagree on such a trivial matter, so Liu Bei naturally handed over his hand and said, "Brother said, everything is subject to brother's arrangement." Cao nodded, and first glanced at Liu Bei's side. Jiasu immediately said, "My dear brother has many wise men under his command. He must have known that Ma Teng's surrender was a strategy that he and the Dragon Emperor had already discussed. I have met Ma Teng before. Knowing that he is just a fool, he is not enough to come up with such a plan, and there is no advisor around him to give guidance. So this must be the idea of a Euro Lu Feng or his advisors. Now the Dragon Kingdom occupies nearly half of the country. We have also conquered most of the civil servants and generals of the Liang Kingdom and the Wolf Kingdom, and after Sun Ce died, even Zhou Yu defected to the Dragon Kingdom. Therefore, our two countries must be closely integrated to be able to resist the Dragon Kingdom." After Cao finished speaking, Liu Bei also nodded and said, "Brother is right. If our two countries fight independently, sooner or later the Dragon Kingdom will defeat them one by one, so we must form an alliance. I don't know what brother has to say about forming an alliance. What's the plan?" When Cao saw Liu Bei asking, he said, "Brother, I have already thought up the plan. Let 11's He, the Prime Minister of Wei, come and explain it to me, so that I can see if it is feasible." After Cao finished speaking, 11's He stepped forward and cupped his hands and said, "I, 11's He, have met His Majesty the Emperor of Shu. Now that the Dragon Kingdom is powerful, even if Shu and Wei form an alliance, they may not be able to defeat the Dragon Kingdom in one fell swoop. Therefore, I suggest that both countries should temporarily stop the war with the Dragon Kingdom. The Dragon Kingdom has just obtained Liangzhou, Bingzhou, and Sizhou. These three states need to be consolidated, so if we cease the war, they will not attack. And we should take this opportunity to concentrate our forces and jointly attack the Kang Kingdom. To avoid the situation where Kang Kingdom attacked Jingzhou in an attempt to destroy the connection between our two countries." After 11's finished speaking, Jiasu, who received Liu Bei's signal, also came out of the crowd. Gongshuo said, "What Prime Minister 11 said is true. We must first secure the interior. Only when our rear is stable can we focus on attacking the Dragon Kingdom. And judging from the last time Shi Xie suddenly sent troops to attack Jingzhou, the Dragon Emperor has most likely won over Shi Xie through coercion and inducement. So before the formal war with the Dragon Kingdom begins, the Kang Kingdom must be eliminated, so as to solve the worries after." Jiasu finished speaking, Cao clapped his hands and said, "Okay, since He and when he both agree that we should get rid of Shi first. Xie, then without further ado, I will send troops after I return. Liu Bei also said the Kang kingdom has been the weakest country since the beginning, and our two countries will definitely be able to resolve the battle in the fastest time by joining forces. Emperor Shu Emperor Liu Bei. After a meeting with Wei Emperor Cao, they formulated the next cooperation route. After the two returned, they sent Guan Yu and Xia Haowen to lead an army of 50,000 each to jointly attack the Kang kingdom. Although the military strength of the Kang kingdom is far greater than that of the Shu and Wei coalition forces, the combat effectiveness of their armies is much lower. In addition, Guan Yu and Xia Haowen were both veteran generals in the army and were familiar with the art of war. It only took half a month to capture Panyu, the capital of the Kang kingdom. The general Xia beheaded the Kang kingdom and destroyed the Kang kingdom. After this battle, no one could stop the alliance between Shu and Wei. The two countries jointly controlled the south and jointly resisted the Dragon Kingdom. And the world finally formed a three-legged situation of Dragon Kingdom, Wei Kingdom, and Shu Kingdom.